down, bumping money off the 405. Got a break at this wretched ass job, finna take a 15 to get high.
Oh, how could I have forgotten? I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up. How I forget to have the smoke?
What?
You smoking again?
Oh man, what?
Huh? You bag?
No, that smells so good though.
She smoked in our pilot episode. That's what I'm calling it. How was our pilot? And they ain't seen it,
right.
but you know what? I'm notorious for this. I told y'all, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
So this is High Life, the podcast, and it is myself. If you are here, you know who I am. But if you are wondering who this is Organic Blackberry.
Organic Blackberry tastes like it sounds, sound like it tastes. That's me. You know, I'm here to debate some really great things, or have a podcast, have a show, have an experience of two perspectives.
Yep.
I am a artist, you know, personality, and I've got a lot of things in the works. You know, things have come out. You know, beautiful, the Diamond Collective. Shout out, what's up? Produced by Day One, the extraordinaire. You feel me? Get the album. It's really, really dope. And the host behind Organically Intrigued. So that is where we just, you know, dive into some really cool topics and have some practical takeaways. Again, two different lenses, but topics can be really big, really small. I mean, they're big to us, so it's just, when I say big, I mean, you know, it's something that we want to talk about. Like, certain things be curved sometimes, and it's just like, let's just have a talk about it, you know. And also, you know, the Trader's Paradise. Shout out Trader's Paradise, Take Profit, House Money, all that, you know, family. And yeah, you know, I'm just basically 2023, Big B, you know, all 2023. And I just made a point to walk in my light and share my gifts. So that's what we're doing.
Let's do it.
Regardless of what it is, it's coming from me, it's a gift.
So I have a question for you.
What's the question?
You know, we always start this out with me asking you a question.
Yes.
What do you think are the biggest issues that Black Americans have to deal with today? What do you think is the number one problem?
I mean, all is mind. So I think that there's a certain conditioning that has that we have chosen to continue to accept, because a lot of things have come out, you know, for you to take a different perspective and see how far that gets you. But I would say our minds, and then after that, there's the whole systemic thing and just the fuel of that narrative. You know, that's huge. It's major. It's literally our media, our reality. If you have chosen to keep your mind in a certain space, I think that our minds, because we're so intense and powerful, you know, beings that we are, having that shrunken self mind, and I think that that's the biggest one.
Well, I think it's not having dads in the home. I think fatherlessness is the biggest issue that's plaguing Black America, and I just feel like that's the you know, the central nervous system for our problems. I feel like if we're producing you know, strong men through strong fathers, then a lot of our problems go away. You know, we can have the sort of protection that we need. We can, you know, we can raise our college entrance rates, even though Black women are really killing it there. You know, we can put more masculine men in the world that protect women and do right by women. And I think that just helps us as a whole. So I encourage, you know, even if you don't want to be together, figure a way to co-parent and figure out a way to, figure out a way to be in your child's life. It's a big deal.
So are you saying the intentional separation of the Black man from the home? or you're saying, like, what is your, gripe? Like, what is that being? Because that's kind of a result of, but what's that thought process behind it? Because all is mine. So what exactly?
Well, I think that there's multiple reasons why black men aren't in the home. I don't think that all of it is intentional, because there hasn't been a war in quite some time, like a sizable war where a lot of black men have died. I mean, it's been a long
You
time.
think it's only about war?
Well, no, I'm not done. War, prison is definitely an issue for sure. But I can't say that all of that is systemic. Some of that is people making choices because of their circumstances.
Would you where do you stand when it's like, okay, this is the circumstances, but that were curated for this nation, this human, this being? Because it's like it's colors. And it's all the way across the spectrum. So no matter what hue you sit on, the darker version of that is curated for them to have this life experience. So when you realize that that's the case, and you can hypnotize yourself with positivity and power, and see how that do 18 years of that. You know what I'm saying? So. That's kind of where I'm like, it's the mind behind it, but you're saying it's just the fact that fathers are out of the home? Or
Well, I'm saying that, okay, I think that I usually have the black struggle argument from a different perspective, that a lot of people either don't know that I'm speaking from that perspective to start off, and then usually when they do find out, some people are turned off by it. And I understand why you are, I get it, but this is just my mindset. I'm not focused on the victim part of the process. I understand that that's a real thing, and I understand that that needs to be acknowledged. I think that me and a lot of people that speak on shit like this disagree on to what degree it should be acknowledged. So for me, yeah, I get all the victim part of it, but I'm about resolutions. And so for me, if you look at the black community, right, and you say, okay, well, these are our issues, right? Pretty much all of those issues stem back to single parenthood. If you look at civil rights era, single motherhood in the black community was at 20%. Today it's at 70%. And this is with the civil rights movement being pretty effective. So my thing is with that came the rise of violence in our neighborhoods, the rise of gangs in our neighborhoods, the rise of drug usage in our neighborhoods, the high school dropout rate. All these things come from single parenthood because it takes two. It took two to make them. It should take two to raise them. So, in my estimation, if you can start with the basics, right? You have a child being raised by a father and a mother. That in itself is going to help the economics to give that child a better future. So I'm talking about moving forward.
Yeah,
I'm not talking
absolutely.
about. I've acknowledged everything you've spoken about in other pieces of content. You guys can go look it up if you want to, and I'm very well versed in that. But I'm talking about what's going to help us move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's the so the struggle itself is the biggest struggle. You're saying is the black man out of the home.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what did you have a resolution, like a lens perspective on that?
I mean, yeah, but people gonna fucking not like it though.
Well, what is it?
I think you gotta marry before you carry, man. I think you gotta stop having babies out of wedlock because that's gonna incentivize fathers to stay home. You can't keep giving these guys an out by giving them. You can't keep carrying these dudes babies that ain't willing to marry you. That's my opinion. But I know that's just not like fucking popular because people don't believe in marriage in the modern day, and I understand that shit. But at the end of the day, that's the only way that you can ensure that he's gonna be a father. You can't. I mean, I'm not saying that's 100% proof either because it's not. But I'm saying you have a more likely chance of him being a father if he's married than you do if you have your children out of wedlock.
Okay.
So that would cure that issue a lot.
And you're talking about like the what is it called? Just the whole legalization of the marriage, or you're saying the spiritual union of the entity?
I'm saying both because commitment is commitment, right? Like you either sign the contract or you don't, right? So
Right. But
it's
you're
like,
saying it's solidified once the contract is signed, is what you're saying.
I'm saying it should be one. It should be one and the same. It should be one and the same. Like, when you sign the contract, you guys should have already agreed on the spiritual part
And
of
you're
it.
saying if you are spiritually connected, that you must sign the contract.
No.
That's what I mean by like.
No, that no.
Sometimes these people think that this is their who they're supposed to be.
No. I want to be clear. I want to clarify something in case I sound like I'm telling you what you should do. No. I'm just giving my perspective. People should do what they want to do. I'm not the type of guy that gives information in that kind of way. Like you should do. No. I think you should do what you want to do. I'm just giving my perspective as information.
Right.
To the world. That's all.
That's why I was asking these questions because I want to know what that perspective viewpoint is.
Yeah, I mean, my viewpoint is simple. If you put the man back in the household and the black man back in the black household, then you help even the economics of the family, right? Because then you have two earners in the household. So that income goes up exponentially.
So you're just saying in the household it doesn't have to be marriage.
Yeah. It don't even have to be. Even if you, that's why I was saying. I'm not saying you have to be married and sign the paper. No, you could be in a live-in situation. I think it's better when you're married because of certain legalities, but that's not what we're talking about. If you're just in the home, let's say you and your baby mama is just shacking up, whatever. Even y'all shacking up and joining forces financially is better for your children. You know what I'm saying? This is proven through several psychology studies. This is proven through a lot of different things. Children should be raised by two parents, right? Mm-hmm. And as well, it helps with time distribution. Mm-hmm. So when dad's not home, mom's with the kids. When mom's not home, dad's with the kids. And it lowers the chances of a lot of shit. When kids go to daycare, it raises the chance of them encountering like, a molestation type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just feel like you gotta figure out either, fellas, stop having babies with women that you are not marrying and marry these chicks before you get them pregnant. And on the female side, ladies, stop having babies with niggas that you're not married to or that you don't have a firm understanding as to what you're doing as far as your kids are concerned. You know what I'm saying? And you really trust them in that space because if you don't, that's how, all the situations we hear about. My dad's not around. That shit causes issues, man.
We shall overcome, y'all.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion.
Nice opinion. Very thorough. It took us on some hills and some valleys, and we came out with a solid understanding of where you stand on that.
Yeah.
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 It's communication, being able to accurately communicate with ourselves, because I feel like I had a situation with family and they are from a different state and it has a whole other world surrounding their words. And so what they deem communication is not in my eyes. So it's being even able to articulate how you truly feel, because when I had started breaking down certain words, they were like, oh no, that's not what I mean this. Because it's if you're saying this to me, I think you know what you're saying.
Right.
And so I think that being clear and being able to communicate with yourself accurately, really helps in these ways. That's why they say, I'm not even going to say what they say, just start reading books, y'all. Everything is in the books and in your mind. You can, if something sits with you, it's right. If it don't, then it's probably not real.
Facts.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right, did we go a little too deep?
I don't know. You can always sprinkle some.
I know I tend to do that.
Sprinkle some,
I know.
It's
And
all
we've been
about
smoking.
the comedy with the substance.
You-
You got to be able to marry them both so you can eat how you trying to eat. You know what I mean? That's my take on relationships.
All right, that is High Life. Where can these people find you?
On Organic Blackberry. I believe it's on everything. If not, it's Organic Blackberry on Instagram, and it's Organically Intrigued on everything. And Trader's Paradise, Take Profit TP on everything. Shop Organic Blackberry, Will Lifestyle. And so you are the fruits of the original highest vibration. Just take it in.
And if you're here, you probably know who I am, but I'm Triune, and therealtriune.com or whatever. You can find me. Just Google it. I'm out there. And this has been High Life, the podcast. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.